Let's look at the way the media either victim blames or removes the perpetrator from femicide. Look at how in this case, where a woman was killed while out walking her dog, I think it was about 6 o'clock in the morning in Suffolk, it completely takes out the fact that she was murdered by a man. Woman dies after attack while walking dog. This sounds like a dog attack. No, she was murdered by a man. Look at the way Holly Newton's murder was covered. Holly Newton was 15 when she was murdered by her previous boyfriend, Logan MacPhail, a controlling, abusive man. But this headline here from The Guardian, which I think was later changed, but I think it just is indicative of the way that victim blaming is used. Coercive control red flags were there, but Holly Newton was too young to see them. No, she broke up with him because he was controlling and abusive. So the red flags were there, and she saw them. And then he later stalked her and stabbed her multiple times at a bus stop. So really look at the way language is used in headlines. Here's how they chose to report on Logan MacPhail. Jealous, 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 jealous. Now, jealous is wishing you had a pepperoni and you've got a margarita. Jealous is not stalking your former girlfriend for hours and then murdering her by stabbing her multiple times at a bus stop. This idea of jealousy as a real motivation for murder is just so outdated, and it lets him off the hook for being a violent, controlling and abusive partner. There's also victim blaming in this headline about my sister Sarah Gosling, who was murdered by her former partner Ian Hope. And they take his words, which is so often the case in femicide cases when it's reported after the court case is finished. We'll often hear his excuse. Now, yeah, it's in inverted commas, but what we see is she'd been on at me all day. And that's the classic kind of nagging wife trope that we see everywhere in terms of, it was her fault. She must have done something to cause this to happen. So, no. His behaviour is the result, is the reason he's in court. His behaviour is the reason he was found guilty of murdering my sister, and his behaviour was the resulted in him having getting life with a minimum of 17-year sentence. So keep a lookout for victim blaming in headlines and in the narratives that come out, and have a look in comments and try and call it out when you see it.